Hi guys, it's Reap, Miskatonic of Miskatonic University Craft Club. I am so bad at this introduction. I apologize. Um, I just wanted to check in with everyone today. It's basically, I mean, it's only 10:30, but it's kind of the end of my day today. Um, sorry, there's something on my screen. Um, I had the day off because I worked this weekend, so I met up with my parents. They came to town. My stepdad was supposed to have an appointment, which got rescheduled, but they came to town anyway. We had breakfast, hung out a little bit, so that was fun. Um, I don't have that blanket that I was making for my niece because I gave it to my mom to make sure it gets to her. So I can't show that to you, but I can tell you that I changed my mind again about what I was making, and I ended up doing a moss stitch and just doing different sized stripes. I do have a picture of it, which I will try to remember to insert. It's not the best picture, it's just kind of hanging over the back of the couch, but you know. Um, I finished my corner to corner lollipop blanket that I was working on, so I can show you that. It's right down here. I have been using it as a lap blanket at my computer here. So there's that. So I've got the two different colors. I've got like the black and gray, and then the kind of mint and gray. And it's kind of big, so it's not going to be the easiest thing to show off.
Look at these. Oh my gosh, these are not part of the Halloween collection, but they should be. Look at this gorgeous beautifulness.
So
Can you see that?
that came out really pretty. I'm really happy with it.
So pretty.
And like it's a nice, thick, squishy yarn. So that's really nice. I am in my PJs because, like I said, I'm kind of at the end of my day here. I've been a lot more social than what I'm used to. After hanging with my parents, I came back home for a while, and then we had the knitting group tonight, and I got to hang out with those people. Only my second time going because I usually work during the week, but yeah, that was fun. So I got to spend some time with them and hang out and talk to them a little bit. Got some work done on my latest project, which I'll show you.
It's very similar color-wise, but it's obviously a blended out. Oh, it's beautiful.
Using my lovely
These are so
coffee swirl, cafe swirl, whatever they called this line that they no longer sell from Furls. J hook, so that's 6mm. And this is a cloud cake in Gutsy Grays. It is so freaking soft. If you've never felt a cloud cake, I suggest feeling one, I suggest buying one, I suggest working with it. It works up so soft, it's amazing. So I am currently making a poncho, which you can kind of see.
I got my, you can get points for like Hobie points, and I traded in some of them because these are things that are going away.
I'm not entirely sure
I wanted to get
how
some of them for something. I'm not
the
sure
construction
what,
works.
much room, especially if I open
Yet.
them and add them to my other ones. But these are.
But yeah, this is the poncho so far.
Dragons with wizard hats on and their buttons. How?
It's really nice and soft and cushy. It is the Lori poncho by Ashley from Heart Hook Home. I will post a link down below. It's free on her blog. As soon as she showed it off on her crochet podcast that she does, which I'll also link down below, I knew that I needed to make it. It's so cute. And I really wanted to use a cloud cake for it because I just think this is going to be so amazing. So I think I'm like halfway through. I hope I'm like halfway through because I just started my second cake and I don't have any more in this color. They do have them at my local Michael's. I was just there today, but I don't have a car, so yeah. So I guess we'll see what happens. But I'm really excited for this. Making a mess here. I've had like 4 cups of coffee today. So I'm sorry if I'm a little bit
Spoiler alert.
higher energy. Or maybe that's not something I should be apologizing for, but I definitely feel like I'm a bit more up than usual. I put this right behind my phone here. Okay. I also have another project that I started, but I started like the night before that pattern released, so I haven't made any progress since I started working on that one. So this is a Tunisian crochet project. You can tell by my Tunisian crochet hook here. It is the Priestess Coat by Morale Fiber. I believe this is a paid pattern. I haven't gotten very far, clearly. This is with the Karen Simply Soft. This is actually something I have been wanting to make for a really long time. I think like a year ago, I got the pattern, I got the yarn, I was all set to make it. I decided to use a different yarn to experiment with first because frequently I do that, not as much now, um, because I've learned a lot more about yarn and actually appreciate the value of a gauge swatch. And yeah, I just have a much better understanding now than I did a year ago. Sorry, my hair is like, oh, it's actually green now, by the way. If you've seen my last, or I guess it's not my last video at this point, but like the hair color video, yeah, the next day I went out and got a different green. This is the Arctic Fox. I don't remember the color name, but it's iris green, I think. Arctic Fox iris green. So it's come out a lot nicer now. But yes, I had bought the yarn for this. I had, all my plans ready, and I decided to experiment with a different yarn because I had no experience at all with Tunisian crochet at that point, and it looked like a very complicated pattern, so I wanted to do like a mock-up essentially with a yarn that I didn't, not that I didn't care as much about, but like this project is something very specific that I have in my mind, so I didn't want to mess it up. So I tried to do that instead. It didn't work out. My gauge was really off. The yarn may have been the wrong size. Probably was the wrong size because this is definitely a thinner yarn than that is. I think they're both a size 4, but this is on like the thin side of a 4, and that one was more on the thick side of a 4, so it was just, it did not come out the right size. And it's since been frogged and turned into a scrap blanket. um, oh, sorry. But yeah, this, I actually did a gauge swatch, and my gauge came out just right. So I'm trying again using the yarn I actually want to use for this project. And it's like a very pretty, sort of a fantasy kind of coat. It's not really something that you see that much in our normal, modern, everyday kind of thing, with a fur trim. And so my plan is to use this kind of dark red yarn and do a black fur trim, and to look sort of like a Santa coat, but not. It's not like our Santa, right? Not like how American Jolly Coca-Cola Santa, or like a Scandinavian kind of. I think is closer to the inspiration for the thing I'm taking it from, which was a movie that I will probably find the information for and link down below. I can't remember right now what the name of it is. I do know, I believe that it actually has 2 different names because there was the original release, and then I think they changed the name for the American audience. But it was something I watched on like Joe Bob Briggs' Christmas special one year. Last year I watched it, but I don't know what year it actually came out. because I have all that stuff on Shudder, and I have a Shudder subscription because I like horror movies. Um, so yeah, that was something. Sorry, there's a comment in the Discord, um, the knitting Discord for the group that I'm in. Anyway, yeah, that movie really struck a chord with me, and there's a character in that movie who decides to kind of become Santa Claus. And so he puts on this Santa coat that's like, this kind of deep red coat with like a brown fur. I'm going black, but that's fine. I know it's inspired by. It doesn't matter if anyone else does. I'm pretty sure the silhouette of this jacket isn't exactly the same as that one either, but I was inspired by that. It's okay if it's not exactly the same. I'm not trying to recreate it. I'm just trying to evoke that same feeling in myself when I wear that jacket. If that makes sense. It's a very interesting movie, and for anyone who does like Christmas horror movies, I do highly recommend it. I will definitely find the information for what it was. I know it is available on its own on either Amazon Prime or on Shudder. And it's like a slasher flick, but it has a really interesting underlying storyline, and it clearly just really struck a chord with me because I'm still thinking about it a year later, and I'm still wanting to make a project based off of it. I'm talking very quickly. I think I've definitely had too much caffeine today, and sugar. I've had a lot of sugar. I bought peach candies. They have Sour Warheads peach candies, apparently, like the gummies. And I got some of those. And some shortbread cookies. And those are both gone now. I bought them this morning. Also had a pecan praline latte. And I imagine that has a shitload of sugar in it. And I've had actual food as well. Like I'm not just sugar and caffeine today. But yeah. This is gonna be a really fun video to edit because I'm just so off topic today. Ah. Well, anyone who is watching, if you didn't already know what to expect from me, now you do. One more thing I wanted to talk to you guys about. Okay, so I have a plan for these. It's the Hobie Dream Color. So I've got this really pretty like pastel shades, and then this one is all shades of gray. And I know I showed these to you when I got them. I had a haul. Sorry, jeez. And at the time I didn't know what I wanted to do with them, but I know that I wanted to put them together because I just love like the pastel goth aesthetic. And I was talking to my sister about it, and I was talking about how I kind of think I want to do like a half and half sort of thing instead of trying to do stripes or anything like that. I really want them both to stand on their own, but to be a unified piece. And I was trying to come up with different ways I could do that. And she, I think, mentioned there's like a rectangular version of the Lost Souls shawl, and then she has a shawl that she makes that I don't know who designed the pattern. I know she's talking about adapting it, but I don't think that it's her original design. Well, she does design patterns too. But it's like got butterflies in it with the way the stitches are done. It's like little open like lace sections that look like butterflies essentially. And so we talked about possibly doing one side Lost Soul shawl, one side butterfly shawl, and making them both rectangles and like seaming that together down the middle and making that a single piece. And I think that would be really cool. I think that'd be beautiful in these colors. And I think a very appropriate name for that shawl would be the School of Good and Evil. If you haven't, or School for Good and Evil, I don't remember exactly what the name is, but if you haven't seen that yet, it's a very excellent movie on Netflix. It's also a series of books that I have not read yet, but they are on my list because I really, really enjoyed the movie. It was actually a very smart and clever and very well put together movie. And the acting was amazing, the casting was great. It was all just super enjoyable.
So thank you for joining us. Hopefully you liked the video, and Maverick says that he's very
Yeah, I think
sorry
that
for his
is
reaction today.
actually everything at this point, which is probably good because I'm talking too much and too fast and I'm running out of breath, and that's probably a problem. Also, I plan on playing some Diablo 3 tonight because I haven't played that in a very long time. And one of the girls from the knitting group plays, and I want to get some experience again, so maybe we can play together, and that would be cool because I haven't played anything with anyone else for quite a while. So yeah. Gosh, maybe I should just go to sleep instead. Anyway, yep. Nice to see everyone. Thank you for so much for joining me, for putting up with my absolute crazy today. So good to see you all. If you did enjoy what you saw, please like, subscribe, leave a comment down below. You can talk to me about any projects I mentioned, talking about Diablo. You can ask me more about horror movies or that movie in particular that I was talking about if you're interested in that. You know, whatever you find interesting. Thank you guys.